Hello and welcome to Pop Snitch Pod. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Brandon.
Wow, that was really loud in my ear. We are back, finally.
I know, we've been having a really busy fall here, and so we've missed a couple of weeks. We've done some late recordings, but we're still keeping it consistent. We're trying to be in your ears as often as possible. So here we are again.
I think we're going to try doing Saturday mornings. That seems to be the only time that we can carve out. But this Saturday I keep calling it Holy Halloween because that's what I had to do when I was a child because my parents were like, Halloween is the devil. So we had to dress up like Bible characters and then go and leave tracts at people's doors. Instead of trick-or-treating, we had to go leave church paraphernalia.
And this had to be, there was no one at the Holy Halloween that wasn't dressed as a Bible character, or were there some parents who allowed their children to dress as characters?
I mean, I'm sure that there were some who didn't get the memo, but they would have gotten side-eyed. I don't remember that.
Oh, really? So it wasn't the kind of thing where others who felt differently were welcome. It was no, this is Holy Halloween.
Please don't mistake the church that I grew up in as a place that respected other people's opinions.
Okay, I'm just, I don't have any reference.
Make
honestly,
them feel welcome. Get serious.
I mean,
no.
my parents
assimilate or get out.
Well,
is the vibe.
My parents were the youth ministers at my church, and so they took us to crazy haunted houses and stuff like that. So there was very much at least an apathy towards other kinds of celebrations of Halloween.
When I was a kid, I would dress up like a normal person, and I would go with my friends. My parents didn't want to do it, but my best friend, I would go with her and her mom and her older sister, and we would just go in their neighborhood, and it was fine. And then I think as I got older, they got worried about it, and so we had Fall Festival at the church, which basically it was a festival, apple bobbing, a huge blow up thing, face painting, the works was all there. And that was pre or post Halloween, actually, probably. And then on Halloween was when we did Holy Halloween. You had to dress as a Bible character. One of my friends went as Lazarus, and he just looked like a mummy. And I went as a Bible-slut every year, and to the chagrin of my mother.
For those of you that may not understand, maybe you should give a little biblical history to those who may not know what a Bible-slut is.
Well, I'm honestly trying to remember. I haven't graced the seats of church in a while.
Well, I think you know the story of Rahab.
I do. So I was Rahab the first time we had to do it. So she was a prostitute, right?
Mm-hmm. That is
and
correct.
She was the one that warned the disciples that someone was coming to kill them, if I remember correctly.
Not correct, but
great. What'd she do? Tell me.
Well, remember, oh my Lord. So Rahab wasn't with the disciples. Wasn't she oh, now we're going to be embarrassed.
You should be embarrassed, not me. I'm about to look up Rahab.
Yeah, let's look her up.
Rahab in the Bible. Let's see okay. Rahab was a woman from Jericho who hid 2 Israelite spies, demonstrating faith in God and aiding the Israelite conquest of Canaan. Despite being a prostitute, she lied to the king's guards to protect the spies. So I was right.
No, you said the disciples.
Oh,
the disciples
you're right. No.
were not involved in Rahab's story.
I did not mean to say the disciples. I meant to say
you started having me confused because I'm like, this is more like an Israelites thing, right? And then you're telling me disciples. I'm like, no,
I was in the wrong testament.
Yeah, I was about to say this is how much I trust your opinions and your memory. Is I was questioning a seminary degree. Because I'm like, did I learn something wrong? Because Rachel...
I'll be honest, I did not realize I said disciples.
Oh, okay. That's what threw me. What threw me.
It was just whatever. Anyway, I knew she was a prostitute who helped, save people.
Yeah.
And so I was that. And during that time, it was like the early 2000s. So the 70s were kind of making a comeback. So I just wore like arm jewelry and like a tight dress. And my mom was like,
Ooh.
why are you doing this? Why are you ruining my life?
But
And then
she let you because you were following the rules ultimately.
I was. Ultimately, I was following the rules. And she did make me wear this like thing over me to cover me up. Our dog is losing his mind right now because I won't play with him. And then the next year I went as, okay, who was the character that had John the Baptist's head served on a charger?
That's Potiphar's wife, right?
No, that's who Joseph ran from.
Oh, no, that's right. Oh, my gosh.
Was it Hagar?
No.
John the Baptist. Okay, so it was his head on a charger. I gotta look up his Wikipedia. Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
It was Herodias's daughter, Salome.
There it is. That's who I was. Okay, so that's like more niche in fairness. So I was her. And again, just dressed up like a Bible slut and carried around a charger with a fake John the Baptist head on it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And then my best friend was like Jezebel.
Oh, Jezebel. Good one.
Yeah.
Good one. I mean, you always have Bathsheba.
Right. Mom wouldn't let me be Bathsheba. I made a joke about that, just wearing my skin suit, and she got really mad.
Well, first of all, Bathsheba is the least guilty of anyone.
This is true.
All this woman did was bathe.
I know. God forbid she gets some sun.
Literally, and a man after God's own heart chooses to take the life of her husband.
Well, before that, he's like, what if you just sent her up here, whether she likes it or not? There was
no, of course. I'm just saying.
The Bible didn't exactly record consent from Bathsheba. And then Joseph's like, you know what? Join my harem. And also, what if I killed your husband? That feels
David,
right.
Not Joseph. I think you just
God, what is happening?
I think you just said Joseph.
Did I really? That's so funny.
Okay, well, somebody needs to break their Bible back out.
I need to, I think I have had a lobotomy where I can remember nothing. I finally was able to extract all of it from my brain.
All right, so I have a few things from this week that I would like to get your take on.
Okay, Brandon is leading this week instead of me, so it's going to be a little bit different.
So the first thing is, Tinx posted this question to her Instagram the other day, and it has garnered a lot of attention and a lot of different perspectives. So I'd like to hear yours. The question is, should a man go to his wife's master's graduation or his sister's wedding?
Okay.
So that's what he's being faced with. His wife's master's graduation is on the same day as his sister's wedding. Which one does he go to?
It cannot. I think if I was getting my master's, I would skip my master's graduation and go with you to your sister's wedding. I mean, there has to be, for it to even be a question to me, means that there may be some other dynamics that we don't know about, because I barely cared enough to walk in my own master's. So I just feel like wedding outweighs a graduation ceremony by like a lot. But again, for that to be a question, I fear there's more that we need to know.
Well, as you can imagine, I think people were working out a lot of undealt with things in the comments about,
oh my God, what were they saying?
Their families and stuff. Like, people just had like really outrageous opinions, not so much one way or the other. I think depending on the relationships, right? Like, there is a scenario where the master's graduation would be a more important thing. Like, has the wife spent an exorbitant amount of time on this, and it's for something that's really and maybe you don't have a great relationship with your sister. And then, like, why were we not thinking about this if this was such an important moment?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think there are ways to avoid this conundrum in the first place.
Yeah, that's another thing I was thinking is like, how did this, I'm trying to turn this light on.
Yeah.
How did this happen if anybody had a brain? Like, why would her sister have that on the same day? That's crazy.
Because I'm also like, there is a part of this where I'm like, always side with your wife. That's where my mind immediately goes.
And it should.
It's like, if she is okay with you missing it, it seems like you should probably go to your sister's wedding. But if she's not okay with you missing it, it's like, happy life Or happy wife, happy
happy
life.
life. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Even if it's kind of wrong, it's kind of like, am I really going to go to my sister's wedding and screw up my home life? Probably not.
Well, and like, how far away is the wedding? Like, can you get there the next day? And so, I don't know.
Can you double dip? You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you cannot answer that question without context, is my answer.
Okay. All right. So second thing on the list. All right. Julia Fox's Halloween costume. Okay. She's dressed as Jackie Kennedy with blood all over her. Like it's just happened. Like the JFK has just been shot and she came as like blood-soaked Jackie.
Okay.
And my question is like, is there a moratorium on this content to be able to wear this outfit? Or is this just like wholly inappropriate for time and continuum?
At some point, people have got to get their panties out of a wad, I feel.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like, would I wear it? No.
Yes, and neither would I.
But, I mean, the whole Julia Fox, like her whole shtick is stuff like that.
See, here's my thing, is I totally get my culture is not your costume. 100% get that. I totally get not wanting people to roll around in blackface. This is also something I totally understand.
Which is something that should not be difficult.
Yeah, but people, I mean, before 2020, it was just fully okay to have the opinion that wasn't a big deal. It's always been a big deal.
Which is weird. Like, we both grew up in the South.
Yes.
And neither of us has ever been like, you know what? I should work on some blackface for my costume this year. Like, ever.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, if I went as Winston from the Ghostbusters, I would have just went as White Winston. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna darken my skin to be Winston Zedmore. I'm just going to go as Winston Zedmore, but as a white man. You know what I mean?
But it is shocking. I mean, Luann as Diana Ross on RHONY.
Oh, my word. Well, and then having the audacity to say that she didn't really want to darken her skin, that had nothing to do with it. I'm like, come on.
She was like, that was my bronzer. I'm like, Luann.
Luann.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, I mean, with this, I'm also like, it is Halloween. It's like scary, freaky, like, you know, dark and macabre. And if nothing is more macabre than like that, right?
Sure.
So I feel like, I mean, if I would have seen it and there would not have been commentary, that's how I try to like ask myself these questions now. It's like, if I had not seen the commentary, would the mere image of this like shocked me so much that I've been like, oh, she shouldn't have done that. I probably would have just been like, wow, that's out there, but pretty good costume.
I think I grow weary of the pearl clutching at some point.
Yeah.
It's like the same people who are like, they shouldn't do that, are also like, kids shouldn't have food stamps because I want my taxes to be lower.
Yeah.
You know, like, go away. I don't care. And I also get tired of like online, everybody's got something to say. It's like, I see things and I think, I hate that. And I either block them or I keep on scrolling. The people who engage in these crazy comment sections, I'm like, you need help. Like, you actually need help if you're willing to do that. And so even if they may be right or, you know, whatever, they feel like they have some sort of moral high ground, it makes me want to go against them because I'm like, could you just shut up? I'm sick of this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, speaking of Halloween costumes, we participated in our churches, or my churches. Don't
get it twisted. As we saw earlier, I have forgotten.
Yeah, my church's Halloween or version of Holy Halloween trick-or-treating event.
Well, no, it's just trunk or treat. There was no holy to it. They didn't have to dress up as Bible characters.
No, I'm just saying it's like our version, which is just normal Halloween in the basement, basically.
Well, that sounded creepy. Yeah.
Well, we're in New York City, so that's why we don't have cars to be able to do a trunk or treat, so it's in the basement and it's just tables. But our table last year was alien themed, and it was pretty amazing. This year we went with haunted shipwreck, and we had Rachel and our friend Davis as pirates. We had my friend Hannah as a mermaid, and I was a blow up Kraken. a huge octopus, one of those suits that has like the fan inside and blows up. This thing had tentacles and a large, I mean, this is the problem. So I bought
You're
this
gonna
outfit.
have to show pictures on the YouTube.
I'll put it in the video. I'll put it in the video. But essentially this suit in the pictures looked just like, an octopus. But when I put it on and started inflating it, the phallic nature of the headpiece was just obscene. And it wouldn't blow up fully, so then it was this weird flaccid headpiece. It just, all of it was wrong.
It was
all
weird
of it was wrong.
that it was like skin colored. Like everything about it was bad. Hannah just kept saying, that can't be right.
That can't be right.
That can't be right. That can't be how it's supposed to look. And where your head was in it was
I couldn't
bizarre.
figure it out because, like, you'll see in the pictures, it's like there was like a head thing where like your head went through this hole and then it had like a little cap. But somehow the top of the suit was supposed to come over my head and like attach, but it never did. So then I just was like this little bean head poking out of the chest of this tentacle.
It was the most like genitalia forward costume I've ever seen.
It's nothing but children everywhere.
Yeah. We were like, you have to take that off. Like,
and I just had to abandon ship literally immediately.
Yeah.
I had to, and then the rest of the time I'm just sitting around literally looking exactly like I look today, and everybody else is in a costume. It was really a sad moment for me. There was a little part of me that was kind of upset about it.
Well, I was hungover and a pirate and just sitting there.
Yeah. It was not our best. It was not my best foot forward. The look of everything was great. But
yeah, no, it looked great.
My personal costume choice really backfired heavily.
As soon as I walked down there, I was like, I think I need a lot of coffee. And there was no coffee. And I just sat there and I looked at Davis. And then I'd stood up for like 30 minutes and I was like, you know what? I'm going to need to sit down. So we just started watching the football game on his phone. It
also was 11 a.m. There's usually not coffee at lunchtime events.
I know. It's just like, I feel like there should be coffee all the time.
It's
very Lorelai Gilmore of me, but.
Yeah, you'll drink coffee whenever. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Keep you awake and alert.
That's right.
But speaking of mermaid stories, I wanted to revisit something from our past, which is a story about your father and a birthday gone awry. And so when we were in college, this is one of the first times I was ever going to hang out with your dad. And he had invited us to Seth's birthday, who's your brother, at Myrtle Beach, which was 5 hours away from where we were going to college at the time. And essentially, we could not afford to go on our own.
Here's the thing. This was when gas was over $5 a gallon. Like, people complain about gas now. Some of y'all didn't live through 2005.
It was after Katrina. It was like when all of the, there was a shortage and all of that.
So bad.
Yeah.
And so, I'm working like minimum wage, and my dad was like, come do this trip for Seth's 18th birthday. And I was like, well, I really can't afford it. I can't afford to miss work and use up gas. And my dad was like, okay, well then just drive the hour to my house and I'll take you there. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I can do that. Mind you, he had been wanting to show us this pop-up tent. No, not tent. Pop-up trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the minute he said it, I was like, you know what? I'm not into like being at a trailer at the beach. We need to be.
I wouldn't have said this at the time because I just don't think I was even aware of my preferences, but I'm not a roughing it person.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, even if we're going camping, we should be going glamping. If we're going to a cabin, there needs to be a TV. Like, that's the kind of like rustic outing that I'm looking for.
I like a rustic decor.
Yeah. Oh, we love a rustic decor. Give me a babbling brook and a fireplace.
I like being able to walk outside and sit down and enjoy the beauty. Maybe go on a hike myself and come back. But when I come back, I don't want to sleep on the ground.
Yeah,
and I don't want to sleep in my dad's pop-up trailer that has one tiny bathroom that you could barely fit in, and there were 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that actually did not go as poorly as I was worried that it would. The living situation there, that was not the issue. The issue was that on my way to Dad's house, halfway there, I call him and I'm like, hey, we're almost there. We're like halfway there. And he's like, okay, well, I left 2 hours ago. And I think that was the angriest I had ever been at him, because we were going in the opposite direction of where we should have gone if he had just told us. But anyway, so we ended up going. And by the time we got there, it was late, and it was like a Friday and everyone wanted to eat. And long story short, he got hangry and wanted us to eat at this mermaid place, which we looked it up and it's still there. And we thought about it because Hannah looked like one of these mermaids that was in this pool. And essentially, this place was like, it's like a seafood buffet, but there's a giant pool in the middle, and like teenage girls are swimming around dressed like mermaids.
Yeah. So the name of this restaurant that he chose is called The Mermaid. And it's important to note that he had made no reservation.
No, he was not a reservations guy.
There was no prep done on this at all. We walk up and we're trying to, he is already angry because he has not eaten. It's like 6:30 or 7 o'clock on a Friday night in Myrtle Beach during a time when...
During August.
During August. And so we're going up there, and it's going to be the most packed than it ever is. We're driving by restaurants, and there are just people pouring out into the parking lot waiting in queues to get into restaurants. We get to the Mermaid, and there was a line, but not a long one. So we jump in this line, and as soon as we walk through the front door of the place, I was looking for the threshold. As soon as we walk through the threshold of this restaurant, you are hit in the face with chlorine, like an indoor pool at a Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
And you look into the center of the restaurant.
But also fried seafood.
Yes. And you look into the center of the restaurant, and sure enough, there is a pool, an actual pool there. And there are young, scantily clad 18-year-old girls in there just swimming around and swimming up to the tables and being like, hey. I mean,
it was weird.
Very weird. And I immediately say to the group, I don't think I can eat here.
Which is unusual, because Brandon is very go with the flow, and his nightmare is to make people upset. And it made my dad upset. And he still was like, not only can I not eat here because of the smell, but I cannot eat my food if these like young girls feel like they need to come entertain me at my table.
Yeah, and like they're in shell bras, and like, you know, I mean, by no means am I any kind of prude, but I'm trying to eat, and there's like young girls in this pool swimming up to my table. That's just not for me, you know?
It was an odd thing.
It had buffet at a strip club vibes.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
And
so we finally got somewhere else to eat. Dad was in a bad mood about it. We come back. We light the candles on my brother's birthday cake. And again, it's like a big birthday. And my dad's singing, and he's like, happy birthday to you. And he takes one step, stumbles, drops the cake face down, candles lit in his pop-up trailer. And we were all like, that really is a good ending to this day.
Oh my gosh.
Encapsulates how the day went.
And it's funny now. It was not funny at the time. Like, I mean, it really felt
there was just stunned silence, and then we did laugh because we were like, there was no even, like, you couldn't even eat the cake. He somehow was able to slam it down. It looked like he just took it and threw it down.
Yes. But the whole dinner, like, that's hilarious now. But that night, it was not funny at all.
No,
like,
he was really mad.
No one was laughing. No one was having a good time. It was pure pandemonium.
No, everybody was mad.
Yeah. So.
Well, beautiful story.
It was a good story. You don't think people are going to like that one?
We'll find out.
I don't like your attitude, to be honest. You can take over now.
Are those the only things you had?
Yeah. I mean, I took care of 30 minutes of an hour-long program.
Congratulations. Did you see that the Baldoni case, that the judge basically threw that out because he didn't come back with whatever documentation he needed to, and he's saying that he's waiting on it to get thrown out so that they can not get thrown out, but be ruled one way or another so that they can appeal?
No, I didn't see any of that. So what is the appeal going to be? That is it still the libel and the
I just don't think he has a leg to stand on, honestly. It seems like every time they start asking for like more information, that his team just doesn't provide it. It seems pretty clear that it was supposed to be like a PR war at this point.
It seems to me that it was a big nothing, honestly. That like on both sides of it, like that it was just like a positive reading on it would be that it was just a huge misunderstanding, right? But I think it's actually more nefarious than that on both sides of the spectrum. I think it's more of a power struggle over who was going to be able to write the story of what happened on this
and
movie.
of the sequel.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I swear to God, if I never hear about either of them for the rest of my life, it'll be too soon. I just find Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, something about them just feels demonic to me.
Demonic. Just like everything that they touch just kind of turns sour.
I think, I feel the same way about them that I feel like with Kristen and Dax to some degree. Like, if your whole shtick is just being mean to each other online or like in front of people, I think that's weird.
I also, this goes back to the conversation we were having last week, and this kind of can parlay into the Dax and Kristen discussion. But it's like, if your entire mood of your relationship is, this is so hard and every day is a struggle, but thank God we've stayed together. Like, I just can't get behind that. Like,
No.
what are you doing? Like, there may be a season of that. There may be a year of that.
And you may have like one or two areas in which you struggle that you're working on. But for it to be difficult, just generally,
to like each other,
it's so weird. I can't imagine, like, when I find something out, my first thought is like, I cannot wait to tell Brandon, or like when something happens or I see something, I just can't imagine telling people mean things about you, or like, I don't know. I just think that their sense of humor is weird, Blake and Ryan, and I think billionaires are bad, so I don't like their vibe.
Yeah, you're definitely with the eat the rich side of things.
Oh, eat them! I'm hungry.
Yum yum.
Licking my chops.
Nice. So let's move to.
Oh, we can talk about the reunion for Love Is Blind.
Am I walking us through this or am I not?
I don't know. You tried to give up like 2 seconds ago and tell me it was my turn.
The thing is you're not ready. You prepared nothing for this.
Okay. We won't even get into that kerfuffle.
You heard me say that I was writing something down for the podcast, and you said, okay, I'm preparing nothing. That's what happened. Am I right? Am I right?
And then I said, can you make an outline? You're like, an outline? And I'm like, the thing that I do every time.
Okay. Who edits this podcast? Who spends hours uploading it? Who makes all of the things that we post?
Who posts them?
Yeah, you post them and you make the outline. That's your job.
Brandon, I'm the talent. Let's move on.
Okay. All right. So let's
You're
talk
about to piss me off. I'm gonna log off.
Let's talk about the Love Is Blind outline, or the Love Is.
We have aphasia, or like whatever the issue is. We're like, you can't say the right word. The Love Is Blind reunion.
The Love Is Blind reunion. So that came on TV last week, and we watched it together. So we can talk about it.
We can. Although I think I fell asleep through it. This season was so bad it was good for like a lot of people. I found it boring. Let me on and thinking about it.
As evidenced by the fact that you literally cannot even stay awake to finish this podcast. I mean,
I'm always in the mood for a nap.
Well, my biggest problem with Love Is Blind from a production standpoint is that they leave way too much time between when they film and when they air.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't they say it was almost 2 full years ago?
Enough time for Megan to meet someone and pop out a whole child.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely insane. And they're acting like there's just nothing to say. Like, there's already been resolution. And if there hasn't been, most people are okay with not having it.
They've
And
moved on.
so the idea of like jumping in on this reunion after they've already said all the things they needed to say and all the stuff has already come out in the public and all of the stuff, it just seems outrageous. Like we as the audience get no payoff of all of these things. And it's almost as if the Lachey's feel it's their job to not allow there to be any kind of like roughing up of each other. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they're trying to just play nice, and as evidenced by the fact that like we should be having like huge fights between Nick and his girl, and we should be having huge fights between Joe and Madison and all of this, but instead we've got CP3 coming in to play a basketball game in the middle of the reunion.
Well, the thing is, the Lachey's want us to like them, and we don't. Like, I don't know how else to say this. I think they need to lean into, like, the villain part of it and just be like, we know we're bad at this and we don't care. Like, they have to stop caring because, like, they're truly terrible at it and just ask tough questions. God forbid they watch Andy Cohen do any Housewives reunion and learn a thing or two about how to like go to each person and address it. But I think you're right in that it's just been too long. And all of these people, by the time the show comes out, have had time to get like PR support, to figure out what to say, to like, you know, and it's already resolved itself. So it was boring. It was a snooze fest.
I mean, in some ways, that's kind of like why Love is Blind is kind of becoming, honestly, one of the more interesting things is because they kind of do everything just. First of all, they're separated from the world, so they never have their phone.
You just said Love is Blind. What did you mean?
Sorry.
Love Island?
Love Island. Okay. Love Island. Because they're on the... Good Lord, we're having issues today. I know, we're having trouble today, but that's okay.
This is embarrassing.
So that's why Love Island has kind of become the best version of this, where they're on the island, they're away from their phones, they're away from their computers, they're away from the world. They don't know what's going on in the world. And then they come back and then immediately pretty much have the reunion. Like they're able to go on a few podcasts and create some more drama. And then, you know, less than a month later, we're sitting there on the couches with Ariana and Andy. So I think like that's more of the way we need to do this if we're going to do a true reunion. Same thing happened with the Mormon Wives. Yeah. It had been years since the last season was filmed, and they're sitting there with Nick Viall trying to talk about things. They ended up talking about the next season, which was already filmed at that time and still hasn't come out.
I hate him so much. That entire thing was just for him to be like, watch me do a reunion.
Oh, he's awful. And he was bad at it. Just terrible at it.
Well, no one could tell him that. He thinks it was the best thing he's ever seen. Yeah. Which is fine. Well, did you see that Huda was having a live and someone got on there and said something like a racial slur with like a hard R and was saying it towards Alandria clearly, and Huda laughed. And so Alandria like waited a day to respond and was basically like, I do not endorse the use of that word. I don't care who you are. Blah, blah, blah. These are the causes that I'm donating to.
This is, wow. So this just happened.
This week. Yeah.
Oh.
And then Huda, of course, puts up a post the next day that's like, I too don't condone. And I'm like, Huda, how many times can she do something like that before people understand who she is? She's awful.
Well, and also, like, what is she going to be doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, does Huda have a podcast or something?
I mean, I'm sure she's got a ton of followers. I'll be curious to see how she's able to, like, parlay that into something. I don't know what. I find her to be repulsive.
Well, Love is Blind or Love Island would be insane not to try to parlay her success into something for them, whether it's like kind of being a person to hate on these like after shows and all of that. Like, I think that would be a good place. I think she just needs to stay in that universe. Like, the unhinged nature of how she is kind of fits perfect with that, but I don't think that she's going to be able to step out into anything else.
No.
And people make a connection with her. She's not, I don't know that she's capable of that.
I'm still so fascinated by the connection that people made with her. Like, I guess the fact that, like, she was so unstable and so mean to everybody. I'm like, that is who people are like, I really get her.
Well, it lets you know how many people are just off.
It just scares me. I'm like, are y'all okay?
They're not. No one is.
Oof.
We're online too much.
I know.
That we're like, oh, this is our person. This is the person we're going to stand with.
Not to brag, but I have not been looking at social media very much lately. Instead, I've just been watching The Real Housewives of New York, the old RHONY, like at a rate that's mind-boggling. So I've been using the big screen instead of the little screen, and I do feel better.
Well, I don't see how you couldn't feel good because the show is literally pure and utter perfection from start to finish. From what I've seen. I think I started in like season 4 or 5. Yeah. And now we're up to season 12, I think.
Well, the first 4 seasons are so good. You barely even know Jill Zarin. I will say season 13, it's like during COVID, and this is like when Ramona is being insane. I mean, she's always insane, but when she's like being super psychotic, MAGA. And I feel like it's when the wheels come off. They have their first Black woman on the show, and I haven't seen them do anything to her yet, but I just like in my spirit know it's coming because I didn't watch that season. But it was bad enough and got such bad press that they did not even do a reunion.
So whatever they do to this woman or whatever they say?
I have no idea. Whatever happens, it got such terrible reception that Bravo was like, you know what? We're just not doing a reunion, and everyone's fired.
Well, that probably
and that's when they recast. Yeah. So I don't know what happened, and I'm sad kind of because I'm like, oh, this has been such a joy to do. But every time I watch a show, even when I'm like rewatching and like really enjoying it, when it gets to COVID, I'm always like, ugh, like I can't believe how much it triggers me.
When Dorinda, this past season, season 12, like Dorinda, Sonia, truly Luann too, and this new girl, Leah, are literally drunk out of their minds in, I'd say, 80% of the episodes.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. Like, it got to such a point.
Yeah.
That, it really boggled the mind. And then I think about this when I was watching the reunion. I'm like, these women were already drinking in 2019 in a way that was ruining their lives. Imagine.
During COVID, yeah.
During COVID, how much they drank. Because I know people who've never had a drinking problem ever in their life who, during COVID, after the fact, were like, yeah, I was in trouble. Mm-hmm. Like, I was drinking every day, earlier and earlier into the day, that kind of vibes. So I can only imagine.
I tried to check myself into AA because I was having a cocktail every day at 5 p.m.
Yeah, Rachel. Every time Rachel has 3 drinks, she's like, I think I need to go to a clinic.
I'm paranoid. It's a serious thing. And
I guess
it's
a good way to be. I guess it's a good way to be as opposed to the alternative.
Yeah, I mean, my family, we've got some addiction. I mean, I think it skipped over me. Maybe went to my brother. I don't have a very addictive personality, but because so many people in my family did, I get paranoid that somehow it'll come out in something weird. And so I get worried about it. And just health stuff. Like, I don't want to honestly, I'm just Dane. I don't want to drink too much. I don't want to have like broken veins in my face. I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to feel bloated. It's just the older you get, the worse it is for you.
No,
unfortunately.
I completely agree. And I never feel great.
Yeah.
Like, even when I have an experience with alcohol where I'm like, the buzz was good. Like, I felt good. I felt kind of like lubed up in my conversations and this kind of thing.
Lubed up?
And, I still, like, really the next day, up. I don't feel good. Like, I don't, like, I feel worse than I would have if I wouldn't have drank.
Well, I've had this phenomenon for like the last year where anytime I drink really more than 2 drinks, and sometimes just 2, I will wake up in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. with my heart racing. And that has just freaked me out and made me not want to do it as much.
Well, welcome to 40, baby.
I'm not there yet. I'm hanging on to my 30s by a thread.
You're coming so close.
I know. I'm actually excited about my 40s. I thought I would be more, I don't know, like midlife crisis-y about it. But I was more down in the dumps about turning 30 than I am about turning 40.
I mean, you're aging like a fine wine in my opinion.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
I feel significantly better about myself turning 40 than I did turning 30.
What was going on with you when you were turning 30? Like, what do you remember about that time and what was going through your head?
Well, that was when we had decided to move to New York. We moved to New York that year that I turned 30. So we were selling our house. I was changing jobs. We were moving back across the country. That was an election year.
Almost starting over
Yeah.
in a way.
Oh, yeah. Both of us
At
were.
30.
Yeah. And we had also been like, do we want to have kids? Do we not want to have kids? Like really trying to mull that over. So yeah, I just felt so like, who am I going to be? What am I going to do? How am I going to make, and I was trying to like take every single thing I wanted. Like I wanted to live in New York City. I wanted to maybe have a kid. I wanted to do all these things. And I was trying to like force it into something. And that's just
Even
not how life works.
even though we had like really good times during all of that period, do you think that that pretty much lasted all the way until we moved into this apartment? Like,
What do
do
you
you
mean?
think that those feelings of like kind of not knowing exactly what you were looking for, or not fully kind of embracing certain aspects of yourself, like, do you think that lasted all the way till we moved into this apartment?
No, I think parts of it did. I think trying to figure out if I wanted to have a kid or not was exhausting and probably did end about when we moved into here
Mm,
because I was finally at an age where I was like, all right, well, this makes sense.
yeah.
Um, I think switching careers was helpful because I was just like, now I don't have to think about this. And I just have so much more flexibility in my life and I am less stressed. So it all ended up working out really well. It just was not what I thought it would be.
Right. So approaching 40, what are you seeing for yourself?
You know what? I don't know. And I think that's why I feel good about it is that this
Dang.
time I'm not trying to do anything.
You're
I'm
just
just
like,
like,
I'm living my life.
I have always been like I'm an eldest daughter, so I've always been like a control freak. Like, oh, I'm gonna go get my bachelor's. I'm gonna get my master's. I'm gonna get another master's. I'm gonna move up the ranks like in this particular career. And then after my accident and after switching careers in my mid 30s and after just like all of these other after COVID, all of that now. I'm like, I'm just going to ride the wave. I'm going to see what life hands me. I'm going to find all the sweet spots I can. And the things I do every day are what makes up my life. So I need to make sure that they're things that bring me joy.
Like going to the dog park.
Yeah. Get my
um,
coffee.
and then finally, let's talk about SLC. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We just began what will be like a 3 or 4 episode arc where there is a crossover between Below Deck Australia and the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yes. It is, first of all, Angie being so seasick. I feel for her. Her vomiting on that little float, like all over herself and like holding on to the guy's leg as he's trying to paddleboard in. I felt so sorry for her.
Well, if this goes anything like what's so funny is we watched that episode and then immediately got to the episodes of RHONY where they're on that boat and almost all die because the anchor goes into the water and like the boats are like about to capsize and everything.
In Colombia.
So there's a whole history of being on yachts in these. I think there's actually a Beverly Hills episode where they're on a yacht, like having dinner, and there's like a big fight. But essentially, we talked about this a little bit last week, but the big thing going on is that Bronwyn has had this slew of bad press come out about her being a fraud, like committing fraud, identity theft, fraudulent business dealings, and all this kind of stuff. It's negatively affecting her husband, Todd, because he's in finance. And basically, Todd tells her not to go on the trip to begin with. Just that he doesn't want her to go, doesn't think it's a good idea. She chooses to go anyway.
Shows up in like a rubber ducky outfit.
Which is odd, but, we're going to support her. But she gets on the boat and immediately starts trying to figure out where is this information coming from? Because the only people who had any of this information are the girls from the show. And what I found out was, like on the show, basically, it looks as if they just immediately accuse Lisa, and Lisa breaks down, freaks out, and like everyone was expecting Lisa. That's what the show shows. But Bronwyn on Watch What Happens Live comes on and expresses that what actually happened first is she accused Whitney.
Oh.
She believed that Whitney was the one who did it because she knew that Whitney knew, and there were all these things. So this brings completely new meaning to what we saw, because it's actually Whitney who starts going around the boat and gathering this group of people to go after Lisa. She goes to Heather and says, hey, do you think it's Lisa, right? And Heather kind of gets on that train as well. She gets Bronwyn on that side. But what we don't see, what they did not show, is that the initial person who was blamed was Whitney, and they have this knockdown, drag out fight, but it kind of just all subsides. But then immediately Whitney starts going around the boat, building this case against Lisa, and is actually the person who brings it up at the table when Lisa absolutely freaks out.
Well, and Lisa does not help herself by losing her mind. Anytime someone comes to her with something that seems legit, like, hey, every time you're mad at someone, things leak to the press. It would be really easy to be like, hey, people DM all of us information likely at the same time. There's no proof that it's me. You can look through my Instagram. Like, it just would not be hard to disprove it.
And I will say this, like, I do feel for Lisa if she did not do this. I don't know if she did or not, honestly, yet.
It's hard to tell, yeah.
It's hard to tell, but I do
seems
feel
like
bad.
She probably did.
Yeah, but I do feel bad for her because, like, even Meredith doesn't defend her at all.
Because they all know it's her, Brandon.
Yeah. Like, maybe that's it. I don't know. I kind of want to believe this Whitney narrative because...
No, but you haven't watched all the seasons as I have instructed you to do. You need to do that while I'm gone.
Well, I do know that Lisa has spread stuff. I mean, it's obvious. That's why they all believe this, is because she has spread... And anybody she's
every
mad with.
single one of them.
And Meredith... I mean, she tries to say she believes Lisa for saying that she wasn't the one who spilt the stuff about her family, but she totally did. I mean, she's the only one who knew the stuff about Seth and the stuff about her son.
Yeah. I mean, Lisa's crash out was epic. It's kind of showing us like where Huda's headed, I think.
Oh, I mean,
in terms of like being able to control herself.
But you're away from land. You can't get away on these boats. Like, that's
she's
the
like,
key.
I'm leaving. Well, they can like put her on a little boat. Like once they're closer, they don't go out that far. I'd say when they're.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean like it's really hard to like make it stop. Like if you're over at somebody's house and this starts to happen, like you can leave, right? She can't just leave the situation. Like once this confrontation happens, like often, even at like birthday parties and stuff, they'll have these confrontations. Somebody will get pissed and just walk out. Right.
Yeah.
But you can't do it immediately here. Like you might be able to leave, but you got to call the pontoon. You've got to they just follow you around the boat with the cameras, and there's nowhere to go.
Well, and if you leave, they get paid per episode. So you're not going to be on and it's like a long stay. They're there for like 5 days. So.
And Mary didn't really have much to say during that fight, did she? Normally she jumps in pretty heavily, but her and Angie stayed pretty silent during. No, they were not
there.
at the table. They were downstairs because Angie's still
Angie was sick.
And they hear them. They hear them yelling from downstairs.
I did get tickled when they came in, and she was like, "They're loud," and she was like, "Do you want me to tell them?" And they're like, "Nope, that's fine."
And
Mary's to hear it.
Mary's eating like a shrimp cocktail in the bed. It's I can't wait to see what happens with that.
Honestly, I'm so upset that the below deck version isn't coming out until so much later. Like I wish I could watch them back to back.
I don't think it comes on until like the late spring or the early summer.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I'm really ready for Southern Hospitality and Vanderpump and all of that.
Southern Charm. Oh, Vanderpump.
Oh my gosh.
The new Vanderpump is December 2nd.
Yes, and the episode, I believe that while we're at BravoCon, they're going to show one of the days. They're going to show the first episode of Vanderpump so that people can see it and start talking about it.
You guys, I can't believe we leave for BravoCon next Thursday.
Yeah. We're going to try to do at least an episode, maybe 2 from BravoCon. and try to get some content for you guys to see, but it should be a blast.
Oh, I'm so excited. I feel like I have nothing to wear. I like got panicked about that today.
Well, what would you think you should wear? What should we wear?
I don't know. I need to look and see where all we're going. I'll be fine. I have stuff. I think I need to get something fitted.
All
or I
right.
need some really good boob tape. One or the other.
If out of the people that you've seen, who are you the most excited about seeing while we're there?
I mean, the people I'd really want to see, like Paige, like a lot of people sadly are not going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Bronwyn's going to be there, right?
Yes, Bronwyn's going to be there. I'd like to see Wes Wilson. I'd like to see Jesse Solomon, even though I don't really like him. Like, I'd like to see him and just see what they're up to. I mean, like, I want to see my Summer House folks. Like, I want to see Kyle Cook. I want to see Carl. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, Summer House is where it all began for us.
Yes. Summer House was my
VPR.
intro. Yeah. And
but the Vanderpump folks are gone, so
Sheena Shea is going to be there, which that would be great to see Sheena.
Sure.
But yeah. So yeah, that's our show for this week. It was a little all over the place, but I think we got it done.
We do what we can.
And go to popsnitch.com. That's where you can follow us. That's where you can like and subscribe. That's where you can leave us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube, which is where we would love for you to watch this show.
Please,
and we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.